Come back because I thank you, Tony, for doing this.
Fuck out of here. Listen to this.
Thank you, Tony, for
Yeah,
doing
it's been a terrible week. It's been actually a couple of weeks now.
Oh, yeah.
Just so I
know
can
what a
put
week
this
is?
up
We've ever
Uh-huh.
later.
The
experienced in our
toughest
life.
2 weeks you've ever experienced in your life? Are you fucking kidding me? Listen to me when I tell you this. Now, this is either this guy has not owned these grills for very long because 2020, that was a bitch.
Thank
for
you.
Restaurants. I don't care what state
You owned a restaurant.
okay?
It was
And
a
then if you
pain in the
remember all
ass.
the way
to
back
me.
to 2008 to the Great Recession. Oh man, this is the toughest 2 weeks because Dylan Mulvaney drank a Bud Light on Instagram. You people are fucking
On TikTok.
stupid. Okay,
TikTok.
keep going with your lies. Let's hear 'em.
TikTok, the Chinese-owned company.
Why? What's
TikTok.
the most difficult period of your life?
TikTok.
You know, Anheuser-Busch, they held a social knife over all of our heads here, and they dropped it
What?
very irresponsibly.
What? Anheuser-Busch held a social knife over what the fuck are you talking? Are you talking about that you don't agree with Dylan Mulvaney's identity? Because that's not Anheuser-Busch forcing anything
Right.
on you.
They didn't
If
force anything. They
If
actually made
anything,
a couple
that
of
is
cans
Dylan Mulvaney
for
forcing
her.
Bud Light on his audience. Her audience,
Her
excuse me.
audience.
That's forcing her on her audience. And again, if you watched her video about Bud Light, when she takes the drink of Bud Light, I don't even get the sincere, authentic feeling that she
likes the
taste of
beer.
Bud Light, which
I
most
don't think
people
she's a
don't.
beer girl.
Most people who drink Bud Light on a daily basis don't actually like the taste of it. It just gets them drunk really cheap. What the fuck? How doesn't a bar owner know this? But okay, social knife, hardest 2 weeks of your life. Let's hear what other bullshit you got to sell.
It threw us into turmoil by standing on our
It threw us into
Christ.
turmoil.
with other people
Oh,
that
holy shit.
didn't take that stance, and that brought us into hell on earth.
Oh,
Hell on earth.
Oh my God! Here's what he's
Hell on
is
earth.
that when this happened,
Because
There- yeah,
Anheuser-Busch
yeah, restaurant
printed
that were
a
really
couple
pissed
of
off,
cans
about the Bud Light
for, oh my God.
transgender
You,
thing.
you people are
Kid
just,
Rock,
just
the
disgusting.
Kid Rock video.
You're fucking
that's
disgusting.
Kid Rock,
Why
this wouldn't
is,
be a thing,
why?
motherfucker.
Tell me why their genitalia
stupid
is so fucking important to you
social media
motherfuckers.
Theater from Kid
Why
Rock, it wouldn't be a
is
thing.
their
Theater
fucking
because Kid
genitalia
Rock
so
wasn't
goddamn
principled enough to
important
stop
to
selling beer
you?
At his bar in Nashville, and the reason why
That literally you will fuck
when-
your
when Bud
entire
Light and
goddamn
Anheuser-Busch do
business
that
up because of
and
somebody
sell these
else's
people beer.
genitalia that
They're like,
does
yeah, we'll
not
give you all these
affect you in any
They're not just
fucking
selling
way
beer.
except
They're
for
like,
when
yeah, we'll
you
give you the
decide
time,
you
we'll
want to
pay for your fucking
control
menus,
their
we'll
goddamn
pay
genitalia.
we'll pay for your
For some
tab
fucking
fees,
reason.
We'll pay for this new
that you
equipment, we'll give you a new
need to be
fridge.
the
I'm serious.
overseer of
Anheuser-Busch, and they're
everybody's
like, but you
goddamn
have to,
genitalia. I don't get that.
this, and this
I don't fucking understand why you motherfucking white old men think you should be the controller of every goddamn person's goddamn dick or fucking vagina.
space.
What the fuck? Who the fuck are you?
Anheuser-Busch or Bud Light is-
Oh, you're a Christian? No, you're not. You haven't fucking read your goddamn Bible.
You have no clue
Because you're a judgmental little
how
prick
capitalism works then?
who
No.
doesn't understand the fucking words out of the Bible that says, thou shalt not judge. Okay, yeah. And I don't believe in that fucking bullshit book. But if you're supposedly living your life by that bullshit book, then read the fucking book and live by it. Mind your own fucking business.
A Bud Light and Budweiser.
You're supposed to preach the word, not
because they bought that
slam it over people's heads as if you're the God. See, that's the problem. For some reason, you act as if once you've picked up the book, you are now the God. And that's the problem. No, you're not.
Consumer decisions work, dummy. It's not complicated to understand that human condition is really simple and that they have figured out retail science. The reason why Budweiser and the reason why all these brands want to be at your eye level height and have as much fucking space on the shelf as possible, because that's what you buy. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. People want to make shit so fucking complicated, and it's not. The reason why Bud Light isn't going anywhere is because it's the biggest beer brand in the entire nation. It has the biggest market share for a brand. Okay? The brand itself has a big, now it's lost part of its market share. I'll agree to that because people's idea for product has changed. They're coming out with seltzers. They have different flavored beers. They have different brands. Anheuser-Busch owns most of that shit. InBev owns most of those brands.
Right.
But Bud Light is the brand. And the reason why is because Bud Light was the first national brand. That's what everyone is missing in this whole stupid fucking debate about Bud Light and if it's going to go bankrupt. Is that
Bud
Bud
Light's
Light
not going
was the
bankrupt.
First national brand. And that is why it has the
They're too
largest
fucking
market
big.
share. That's why
Again,
it's the most valued
if we
brand.
actually
That's why it's not going anywhere anytime
antitrust,
soon.
they would
Now,
actually
it's
be small
possible
enough.
that in the future that brand will fade and people will change and the market will change because the beer market changes over time. We're still in a regional beer market.
Everything changes.
That's why people
Literally
out west
See
drink Coors.
This minute, it's not
Gabe
the same
Sanchez
as the minute
says
before.
He drinks Coors a lot.
It's not.
He's out west.
It's totally changed.
Up north, they drink Miller Lite because it's in fucking Milwaukee. Here in the lower Midwest, we drink fucking Bud Light,
Back
Budweiser.
50 years ago, it wasn't
Anheuser-Busch
either
is in
any-
St.
yeah,
Louis.
that's the thing.
It's not
None of this
complicated to
is
understand these things.
Yeah, it's not been around
And
for
it's not
150
complicated
years.
to go back and look
it's
at the
barely
history
been
of
around
why
for
beer
10
is
years,
regional in
20
the
years,
first
30
place,
years.
because
Look at how
ice,
this company
literally
has been
because of
this
ice,
size.
keep it
It's only
cold.
been this size for a
Reason
short
why it's
period of
regional.
time.
You couldn't ship beer
Right.
100 fucking years ago from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Right,
It would be
exactly.
stunk by the time it got there because they couldn't keep the shit cold long enough.
Thank you.
So no one was going to sell skunk beer in their establishment. So they would buy beer from the distributors, the makers of
The
beer.
local
close by.
distributors who could get it as far
What
as
happened
your
over the years, as
parlor
technology increased, I don't know, like refrigerators and shit.
hub.
Keg technology changed. They were able, tap technology changed. They were able to widen their markets. And in the mid-century, when light beer came about, Bud Light became the biggest fucking national brand. And Bud Light was able to taste the same on the East Coast as it was on the West Coast. They were able to get that consistency. And that's why Bud Light is the biggest fucking brand. That's the reason. And the idea that Kid Rock in a video of people, of rednecks being upset on social media
all over the fucking place
is going to affect this thing is stupid. And these Christian nationalists are way out in front of their skis here on this Bud Light thing. And if you didn't look at the CEO's statement from Anheuser-Busch, then you're not aware that Budweiser nor Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light, the brand, the marketing team for that brand, and Anheuser-Busch and InBev are scared of this at all.
Nope, they don't care.
They're not scared of this.
They don't care.
If anything, this is giving their brand.
They're actually loving the fact that you're advertising for them. You're giving them more market share, you dipshits.
Nationalists have
your hate is actually backfiring, and I love the fact that it's doing it again. It did it in the 60s. It's doing it again.
About who other people
Let's just let it keep doing it, though.
Are going to abandon Bud Light? You're
crazy. You're insane.
Speaking of Christian nationalism, there's another clip I want to show you.
Yay, thank you, Tony.
We've had this guy in a clip before at one of the Michael Flynn events. I think this is,
again,
I believe so.
I just don't understand how you believe that you're a fucking Christian. Sorry.
His name is Sean. I'm not sure how to say it.
Being brought up on this bullshit and being ready to throw it away because you realize what it is bullshit.
I don't read that well, okay? I'm just.
But when you believe in this shit and you actually think that you have the rights to do what some of these people are saying they have the right to do, it doesn't make sense. You've never read the book. You don't know what the Bible is. You're not a Christian.
A video from Oklahoma.
You're a hateful white supremacist who's decided what you're going to do is take religion and make it into what you want.
I believe so.
A hate mongering.
Talking about Christian nationalism
system.
Okay, just listen. Listen and believe them when they tell you
who they are.
This crazy shit.
It's all part of the king coming back. That's what we're practicing for.
What?
That's why.
Do you believe this is my thing about these motherfuckers? Oh, we're in the end times. We're in the end times. No.
Well, you're a Christian
nationalist.
You want
nope.
The kingdom.
Nope. Here's a problem.
Yeah.
First, you have to show me this person that's actually been here.
Yes, we want the kingdom to be the government. They want.
Yes, they want.
Theocracy.
For some reason, this bullshit of religion
they're
to be there.
Saying it out loud.
Makes no sense.
Angie says,
makes no sense.
David Koresh vibes. Yeah, you get a lot of.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
glasses and the hair. Is that what you're
yep.
saying, Angie? He does. You're
Yep,
right.
Yep.
This does
Yep.
give you a lot of that
That same, oh my
Davidian
God,
type
ick
shit.
feeling. Exactly.
This guy, I'm telling you, it's not just this guy. It's all these Christian nationalists. They want a fascist theocracy.
That is this guy.
Let's keep listening, though. It doesn't get any better. It gets way worse.
Much worse.
You want God to come and overtake the government? Yes.
There you go. I mean, every single step he makes here, he steps in a big pile of fucking shit with people who believe in liberty. You want Christianity to dictate the government? You want Christianity to dictate people's lives? Oh, it seems like that's what we've been saying is the threat. And you're worried about Joe Biden's age? Get the fuck out of here with that
Thank you.
Get
You're
the
willing
fuck
to
out of here
have
with
a
that nonsense.
bullshit fake religion
Why the Joe
control
Biden age
everything.
argument is so
What?
stupid?
Really?
Because of guys like this. And you think, oh, well,
Unbelievable.
this guy's just talking in Oklahoma. It's no big deal.
No,
Bullshit.
bullshit.
If you think they're not saying this all around the country
All
and
over the
every
world.
turn that they can, these fascists aren't trying to deploy this strategy of white
All
Christian
over
nationalism
the
inside
world.
these churches to turn out the vote for fascists. You are fucking out of your mind. You are out of your mind. This is one thing that the fascists and Republicans do well. They
Won't
use
argue
the
that.
churches
Won't
to
argue
deploy their voters.
Yep.
They've done it for years. And now,
I think the park's
they're
fine.
more overt about their
'Cause
fascist
got plenty of
theocracy
parking.
that they dream of, that they're creaming in their fucking
Pants.
for. Listen,
Thank you.
You want Christians to be the only ones that, yes, we do.
are you listening to him?
What?
You want Christians to be the only ones? Yes, we do.
Yeah, bullshit.
Out
Fake
loud.
people who do not
Motherfuckers.
believe in. They don't
Listen.
even believe in their own
Joe
goddamn
Biden's
religion.
age is not the threat.
Because we read your fucking book and tell me what's in your book.
If you're
Tell
still
me
like,
what the fuck's in your book,
Jank is so smart.
and I'll prove that you have never read your fucking book. Oh, you may have read this version of it that you believe is your book, but that's not your book.
You are brainwashed.
Thank
This
you.
is the threat. This is the strategy to
Thank
yell and scream
you.
about. I want to show this video.
I am who you
to
should be
everyone
following
in the entire
because
country.
I am
Everyone
God.
should see
I
this
am
video.
God.
I'm actually
No,
disappointed. If you look,
you're an idiot who's using
only
the
has
bullshit that you believe
154,000
is a God to control other people and just take power. Sorry.
you think I'm nuts, but I'm sure this motherfucker has in his contacts on his phone several United States senators, Republican
Probably.
senators in his phone. I would imagine that there's several Republican governors that are in this guy's Rolodex if you're from the 1990s. I would imagine that there's plenty of state representatives, United States congressmen and congresswomen, Republican, mostly white men, in this guy's
Thank you.
Rolodex. Okay?
Almost 99.9% white men. Believe
Got
you've
it?
got
This guy
0.1%
telling us what they're going to do. Let's listen.
in Republican.
Would be a disciple of Jesus if we did.
I believe 1%.
We want
Exactly
God to be in
1%.
Control of everything.
Ooh. They want God to be in control of everything.
Everything.
Are you listening?
Everything.
You're not. Again, if you're still fucking
Everything.
worried,
And whose
About
God
if
is
Joe Biden
it that should be in charge
be
of
in
everything?
or whatever.
Who is this God that you speak
Paying
of?
attention to the real threat.
That's what I've
And
never
let me
understood
tell you
with these
something.
people.
When
They
you
keep
take-
screaming God, 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 but they can't prove a God. They can't show me a God. What they show me is that it's their own shit. It's what they believe. It's what they want. It's what the preacher up there is screaming about. Because he knows none of his people in front of him have read that fucking book because he's never read the fucking book. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll take the book and no matter what's in it, he'll make it what he wants it to say. And these people will go along with it. See, the reason that these white supremacist idiots that follow Trump are willing to do it is because just like their religion doesn't have to be based on any reality. Whatever I say is the reality because white. Literally. That's what we're getting here. Oh, who cares if 62 courts said, nah, there's nothing there. I believe there's something there. I believe. Always listen to what they're fucking saying. Because it's always a belief, not a proof, a belief, a feeling. You know what I feel? I feel like you're a fucking jerk. I feel like you're an asshole. I feel and I believe you're full of shit. That's what I believe. Now, can I prove that you're full of shit? Probably too. Could probably prove that. Give me a little court time and we probably could prove that you're full of shit too. But you won't believe it because white, right. This is what we're putting up with. This is the new world order that they want to go back to. That they don't understand will never, ever happen.
Were of a national
we keep going through this rigmarole, and it always fails.
You're going to hear the defense here.
It always dies.
Frank Zappa says the actual.
It may get power for about a minute, but it always ends badly.
Security threat was.
Maybe you don't remember the pictures of almost every single one of these dictators hanging by
today is not
feet,
communism.
legs.
It's moving America toward a fascist theocracy, and everything that's happened during the Reagan administration is steering us right down that pipe.
Oh, Mr. Zappa,
Yes, Mr. Zappa.
Do you really?
Oh, Mr. Zappa. That's one of the funniest parts of the whole interview.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, Mr. Zappa. Yeah. Frank, bitch. Mr. Zappa is my fucking father.
Thank you. That's my daddy.
Of course,
that'd be my daddy.
Said in the comments that Frank is brilliant, and Frank was brilliant. And the reason why most artists see these things is because they're a little more clear about what is and what isn't when they're not blinded by religion.
Not only that, but they've actually made their way around the world.
Point something.
That's one thing you'll find about most of these people. They didn't just tour back then.
What is real and what is not. Because
like you would tour today. Because you tour today and you're literally kept in your bus and da-da-da. Because the tours back then were very different. Very much staying and getting to know some of the areas that you actually toured in. So these guys got to see Europe and Asia. Not always the best of, but they got to see it. So their actual outlook wasn't just based on being in their neighborhood for their entire fucking lives.
It's consensual polygamy. Do it. Who am I to tell you someone else?
Not my job. I don't believe that that's the way it should be, but it's not my job to tell you how to do it.
To tell you what you can't.
Exactly. Not my job.
You can love or you can what you can do and where you can do it. It's not my fucking business. It's not my business. But listen to the roundup here with Frank, because there's about a minute left.
Really think? I mean, all kidding aside, in this country, with the permissiveness that we are moving toward a fascist theocracy, anything goes. Do you think things like this would have ever been permitted?
Smile again.
When we were 20, when we were kids, you're about my age, maybe a little younger. Well, I'm 55. Do you think when I was a kid that they would permit songs like that to be sold? I mean, permissiveness is the game. I mean, you're not.
See,
you're not
again,
really serious
you're blaming bullshit that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
Wait.
Because it's a distraction from what you're trying to do with the rest of the world.
That prefers a certain moral code derived from a certain religion, and that moral code turns into legislation to suit a certain religious point of view.
Thank you. Your religion and only your system. Your book and only your book.
Well, then you are an anarchist. Every form of civil government is based on some kind of morality.
Here it is. Listen to this.
No, it's not.
Behavior, not in terms of theology.
No, it is not.
And there it is. The morality is in terms of behavior.
Exactly.
Character.
Exactly.
Not in theology. What your fucking book says and what your God says.
Right.
I'll retweet this here. Everyone can.
Thank you, guys. I just had to come back because he just did something I was hoping he would do, which was just show that it's religious bullshit.
Christian nationalists.
It's total religious bullshit, and we need to start fighting against it. And I think what's happening is more and more with places like YouTube and Vimeo and just on and on. And the fact that people can actually just set up their own fucking website. They don't have to be on YouTube. You can literally, if you've got the space, throw up a gig of your own video. and let it just play. I've done it. I put it on my site where I didn't want it to be on YouTube because I called out these motherfuckers. Sometimes you just need to do it. And I think that's what's going to happen more and more. More and more people are going to start saying, no, fuck you. Your book is bullshit. What you're trying to do is control people without actually having a true moralistic system. What you're doing is you're basing it on a book that you've decided what parts of it you want to follow, without any proof that that book is the reasons and has any reason that we should follow it. Nope, no proof. Just because I said so, because God. Without any proof of God. So fuck your bullshit. Just all I'm saying.